This is our channel, Unlost Life.
And we are a film couple, and this is where we will share our challenges and adventures.
This video is about our experience with the Philippines immigration and what we did to prepare. Quick disclaimer, we are not experts, and this is just based on our own research and experience. No guarantees, but we hope this helps you save some time. We have a complete list of the documents that she brought for immigration and some examples of those documents on our page. Just go to unlostlife.com or click the link in the description. If you could like and subscribe to the page, that'll help us get this information out to more people. Okay, tell me about immigration.
So before I went to the airport, I made sure I have all these copies. I have my AOS original copy. It's a pastilled affidavit of support, which my boyfriend processed it. And I also we will also make another video for this for a deeper conversation about it.
Yeah, about how to authenticate the apostille documents. It's not as hard as it sounds, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I have my COE or my certificate of employment. I have my letter of absence, which is a letter of leave. I have my original copy of my employee ID. I have my CFO. I have my proof of relationship, like photos together. It was actually a screenshot since we were just in LDR, and photos and conversation. In our photos, we make sure that it is in it's a phone screenshot, not just a messenger. Because in a messenger, it's just a half. Do you notice that? Like, it's just half. So make sure you have a screenshot where it's a phone screenshot, not just a messenger screenshot. And we also printed a Philippine health declaration, which I get some of my friends. I have my itinerary. I have my PCR test. I have my health insurance, which is in Safety Wing. My boyfriend take care of it. he did the application for it.
Yeah, and in the health and travel insurance needs to cover COVID. Safety Wing is a very cheap option, and it specifically does cover COVID. So.
Yeah, I also have my Remitly and Zoom transfers, so you will be needing that, so print that. Hotel reservations, and I also have the round trip ticket. Those are the important things.
Which, a quick note, we didn't actually do a true round trip ticket. We did a one-way, and then I rented a ticket back. We'll mention this we'll talk about it in a different video, but it can save you some money depending on your travel plans if you're not immediately coming back to the Philippines.
Yes, that's the trick. So my advice is go to the airport very early. I went to the airport like 5 hours before my flight, and I can see a lot of passengers already in the airport. Like, I think they went there like 6 hours before the flight. So I waited like for an hour before the counter opened up for Turkish Airlines. And then when I was already in the counter, like, they checked for my checkmig and for my COVID test. You need to print your COVID test because they will be scanning the QR code.
Yeah, which, just so you know, the checkmig is something for Colombia, so that's not. I mean, obviously, any specific documents for the country you're going to, you'll need, but that's not necessarily standard for all flights.
Yes, that's for Colombia. If you're going to Colombia, you will be needing that. And when I gave it to her, she asked me to go to the counter where you were going to pay for the travel tax. The travel tax was about 1,600. And when I get back to the counter, they gave me my boarding passes from Manila to Istanbul and Istanbul to Colombia. So I don't have to go to the counter anymore in Istanbul. And they gave me a form where you were going to input all your basic informations, and you need to bring that to the BI, Bureau of Immigration. And then after that, after I filled it out, I went on the line for the Bureau of Immigration, and it didn't take me so long to get to the counter because it's fast and there are a lot of counters that are open. Don't be nervous, they don't eat human. So I went to the counter and then the girl asked me, to give her all the documents that I have, which actually I gave literally everything to her. And she asked me to give her my boyfriend's passport photocopy. So I gave it to her. Good thing I have that copy. So you should secure that. And then after I gave everything to her, she went to her supervisor, I guess, because she went out of the counter and she talked to someone. And then when she went back, she gave me this paper and then asked me to go to a second inspection. And don't be nervous if you're going to go on a second inspection, because based on my experience, there were few Filipinas or women who were on the line meeting their boyfriend. Even I saw one girl, I think she was already engaged, but she's still in the second inspection. So don't be nervous. We went through all those scenarios. And after that, they gave me a form. In that form, you're going to fill up all the basic informations, and then you will also indicate there how much money do you have, and what is your job, and who are you meeting, and where are you meeting. And then when I went to the counter for the second inspection, they asked for they asked for the paper, and then they were about to offload me. Oh my gosh, it gives me a little nervous. She was about to hand over me the small paper where it indicates the requirements, because on the paper that the first BI gave me, they were indicated that on the remarks it said that I don't have supporting documents. Like, what supporting documents do I still need?
Yeah, we had just about everything you could think of.
Yeah, I even printed the BI's website,
Yeah.
So when he was about to hand me over the paper, I started giving her all the documents that was listed, like my AOS, the original copy of my AOS, and the CFO. And then when I hand over her the CFO, she asked me of the emails. So you should have a load or you should have an access to your Gmail, because they will be asking you about the email that the CFO.
So she didn't, you couldn't have just printed off the email. She wanted to see it on your phone?
Well, I think you can print it out, but I hand over her because I didn't expect that she's going to ask me that.
Okay.
So I didn't prepare that. So I guess I'm underprepared. So at least I have my internet that time. So I show her to her the email, and then she asked me about my proof of relationship, the photos and conversations, and then she asked me the remittances.
So she wanted a copy of the remittances that I had sent to you.
Yeah, she asked me that if she can keep the proof of relationship and the remittances, and the rest of the documents she gave it back to me.
Okay. And obviously, you had a lot of other documents that they didn't ask for, but that, it may vary case by case, IO by IO.
Yes.
And we'll include a complete checklist of all the documents that we brought on our page, unlostlife.com. So you can go there, and we'll also include the list or the link to the BI website where it has the list of requirements and things like that as well.
Yeah. It takes me a while in the immigration though, because they had a technical error. I keep on coming back and forth to the counters because the other counter where my passport's supposed to be stamped is having trouble because I think they can input something in their system. So I have to come back and forth. It takes me 45 to an hour waiting for that. So it's really advisable to come early
Yeah,
before your flight.
and that gave us time to, one, it allowed you to not feel so much pressure
Yes.
of like making the flight, and then also if you had been offloaded, it gave us enough time to either change your ticket
Yes.
or potentially cancel the ticket if we needed to, without actually you missing your flight.
Saves money.
Yeah, it does. Okay. Yeah, we'll include the checklist and the example documents of the affidavit of support, and several other documents on our page, unlostlife.com. Visit that, or click the link in the description, and hopefully this helps, and good luck.